Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of That's So Matthew. Today, I am so excited to be continuing my little Pitch Perfect series with my friend Bethy. Say hi.
Hi everyone. I'm back again. I'm so excited to be here. Yeah.
I am so excited to have you back. I feel like our collabs have just been nonstop, and I kind of love it.
So true. I changed the name to That's So Bethy.
That's So Matthew and Bethy.
Yeah, so true.
Like the spinoff. I think that definitely can happen. And like this movie, Pitch Perfect 2, in my opinion, is the better one out of the first two.
So true. Like I love the first one so much for just its greatness and the iconicness of being the first one. But this one, I feel like is slightly a better movie, you know?
Yeah, I think that it just has such a fun vibe to it. It came out 3 years after the first one, which is kind of a slay because I feel like it kind of shows that they didn't go right into developing a second one after the first one. They kind of gave it time. Let's see what else. It also has such a good cast. Obviously we've got the icons of the first one, like Anna Kendrick, Rebel Wilson, all of them. But we've also got some new faces like Chrissy Fit from Teen Beach.
Yeah.
She's
so hard.
She kind of also just came out of nowhere in this movie because she was not in the first one.
Yeah, I think because it's a new year of school, she's a new transfer student or something. But she was such a good addition. I'm so glad that they included her.
Me too. And we also had some representation, which is always great.
Yeah.
So an overview of this movie is basically it takes place 3 years later, which is definitely a big jump, I think, right? Yeah, so we have Becca and Chloe, who is a 3-time senior.
It's so funny. You were paying so much money for tuition just to keep purposely failing your classes.
And just to be the leader of the Bellas. And they have this big performance in front of the president, and then they go compete against this German group and go to some fun summer camp. That is basically it. But I just want to say the amount of celebrity appearances in this movie is kind of shocking.
Yeah, they included so many people.
The president, Michelle Obama,
who agreed to let them be in this movie?
I'm surprised they agreed to be in this movie because it was a hit, but I didn't know the first movie was that big of a hit, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, Jimmy Kimmel, I'm pretty sure, is in this one as well.
Who else? They have John and Gail from Normal, but yeah, I think that's it. But still big names, you know. Oh, the View people were in it.
Oh, The View. I think The View is so funny. My grandma watches it every single day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so good.
I went over there earlier after we couldn't connect for the recording, and she was watching The View. And I was because every time I go over there, I'm still shocked that she's watching it because she always says she's going to stop because she hates The View.
She watches it every day, even though she hates it.
Yeah, she's like, I hate that. I hate that. I hate the ladies on The View. And then she still watches it. And I think that's so funny to me.
That's so funny.
Yeah, there's so many. There's also some Packers players apparently.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, Christina Aguilera, Pharrell Williams, Shonda Rhimes. It got some big names.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, let's start off with Anna Kendrick's character, Becca, who obviously I loved in the first movie, so I'm going to love in this movie. But I think my biggest thing about her in this movie is she has the whole record producer vibe going on.
Yeah, and I feel like it was a good thing to include because she's in her senior year of college, and she mentioned about wanting to be a producer the entire time during the first movie. But I feel like they kind of made it her only personality traits through this, and like she just was not focused on the Bellas at all. And
Yeah.
like kind of understandably because it's her senior year, but like that's what the movie is about. Why would you change it so much?
Yeah. She also has like this little internship that she's kind of working with. And I feel like she's definitely like in the first movie, they were kind of like stuck in like with older music. And now she kind of provides the Bellas with like a more updated soundtrack, which,
Yeah, and I think like that's a good thing, but I feel like it just wasn't highlighted in this movie enough because she's with like the record producing thing the whole time.
yeah, I will definitely agree with you on that. It's kind of like a hit or miss. I liked her in both of them, obviously, but I don't know. Fat Amy in this movie. So I actually saw this with in my first episode with Nora that I was so sick of the fat jokes with Fat Amy.
Yeah.
Like I hate it. I'm like, like I get it. This is like totally different time period, like 2022 compared to like 2015 and like 2012. But like it just like got so annoying. I was like, can we stop the body shaming? And I feel like the thing that makes it worse is like the character like knows that she's fat, and I'm like, no, you don't like this talking down about ourselves.
Yeah, and like I think that it being uh I don't know what the word for it is, like representative of its time makes it also carries over into like other stuff, like all the immigration jokes they made with Flo and like the like lesbian jokes that they made about
Yeah,
whatever her name
I didn't
is.
like
Yeah.
that either.
Like it's not good, and I know that it's supposed to be like a comedy, but like can we not?
Can we not? Yeah, I didn't enjoy that part for sure. Um, yeah. I like Amy. I just don't I didn't too much care for
I
like the
don't like the way
jokes.
her character was represented.
Yeah, I also feel like the other thing is like now that Rebel Wilson has like gone through like that huge weight loss, like I feel like she looked great before and after, and I'm kind of like
Mm-hmm.
didn't enjoy like the fat jokes. But I
Yeah.
digress. LOL. Um, yeah, I also think I liked Fat Amy more in this movie than I did in the first one.
Yeah, I feel like in the first one she was more just like there, and in this one she was like a leader in the whole group.
Yeah, and also her whole thing where she like splits her leggings in front of the president. What was that?
Why did that need to happen?
It
Like I
didn't.
know it was used as a plot device to like make the Bellas stop competing so that they had to compete at the Worlds, but like it didn't need to be that.
It
And
just
like
didn't need to
it
happen.
just felt like cheap, like a cheap joke.
It just and I it wasn't even like a joke because I didn't think it was that funny.
Yeah. Like I just felt bad for her.
Yeah. Um then we've got Chloe, who obviously is so funny because she's the super senior because she's failed like 3 times.
Yeah.
But that
I
was
don't
like
know.
kind of
Chloe.
funny.
Oh, go ahead.
I thought that Chloe was kind of funny because the first movie, she was like not my fave because me and actually Nora talked about this because I actually preferred Aubrey.
Aubrey is so much fun.
I agree. Nora looked at me like I had like 5 heads.
Nora's wrong.
No, I love Aubrey, and Chloe was like not my favorite, but I thought Chloe was fun in this movie. She definitely like is very enthusiastic about like everything, and I think that that's great.
Yeah. Like she is there to be a Bella, you know?
Yeah, she's literally failing herself to be a Bella.
Quite literally.
Then we have Lily, who is very quiet. She like has like these little like jokes that like are so funny and so random,
Yeah.
kind of love. She's also the beatboxer, which obviously is super important for an acapella group.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so I really liked all of them. Not gonna lie, like there wasn't like one character that I specifically didn't like of the Bellas. The one thing that I wasn't really sure with the Cynthia Rose storyline still, I just think that like I'm kind of sick of like the lesbian jokes and like all that.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like they had so much representation just to make fun of them the entire time for it.
Yeah, and I didn't like it. Like I get it, it's supposed to be comedy, it's supposed to be funny. It just was kind of annoying. But like Stacy, no, she was a good time.
Stacy is so iconic. I want a spinoff with Stacy.
Yeah, I just want Stacy. Stacy was so iconic, and I love how for the first movie they advertised her as like the sexy soprano, like that was her tagline.
Yeah, literally.
Like that was iconic.
Like, who wouldn't want to be a sexy soprano?
God, I just loved her so much. Then we've got Emily. Emily. Can you go first about Emily? What did we think of Emily?
Trying her best. And I know that like me, I've been in a similar place to Emily before. However, the scene where they're at the riff off and she sings her own song, absolutely not. No, you're not.
It was horrible. I hated her. I'm sorry. I just didn't like her. I just thought it was so cringy. All she did was sing about that stupid flashlight. And then in the end, they start singing about the stupid flashlight with her. And I'm just so upset about it because she wasn't even that good of a character. I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Like, Haley Steinfeld delivered. I appreciated what she did with the role, but the role, no.
Yeah, I didn't like it. And also the fact that it's Benji's love interest.
Yeah, like, why were they forcing that to happen? And, like, they didn't see each other throughout the whole thing.
I didn't enjoy. I'm sorry. I thought that it was a horrible addition. Flo, however, was a great addition. I loved her.
I love Flo.
I didn't enjoy like the jokes that were made about Flo, but I enjoyed Flo.
Yeah, like it kind of felt like they just included her so that they could make the jokes, which I don't appreciate.
Yeah, agree. I also thought that like she was just funny, like a good funny comedic addition.
Chrissy Fit is everything.
And like we also have the fact that she was in Teen Beach, so
yeah, so good. Like when I think Teen Beach 2 came out around the same time that I was watching Pitch Perfect 2, and like once I realized it was the same person, I was like shocked, you know.
I always loved as a child like when I would like put two and two together.
So true. Like, what's a good example?
I don't know. Like Debbie Ryan.
Debbie Ryan.
Yeah, Debbie Ryan. That's all I can think about. Like I actually like when I realized that it was like she used to be in Sweet Life and then she was in
Jessie.
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
For sure. Let's see. The other characters, we've got Jesse, who is the leader of the Troublemakers, Becca's boyfriend. Bumper Allen, the love interest of Fat Amy. He's okay. I liked him more in this movie. I also don't like that he worked for John Mayer.
No, not good in the slightest.
I don't like John Mayer at all. Like, not just because of Taylor Swift, because I was actually explaining this on my other episode. There's a song that they play at Six Flags all the time, and I absolutely hate it because it's a John Mayer song. And once I figured out it was John Mayer, it just all made sense.
Yeah, he just ruins everything.
He's just so... bleh. I just don't care for him. And so when I heard John Mayer in the name of this, like, or when I heard about John Mayer's name being in this movie, I was like, no.
Yeah. How is Six Flags going?
It is going so good. I have a brief life update for you after we're done. It's more of an off the recording conversation.
Cannot wait.
Yeah. So also Aubrey is back and I love her. She runs the Lodge of Fallen Leaves. And you know what? I think that Aubrey is iconic. Change my mind. You can't because
She literally is. Like, I don't know. I feel like she just perfectly fits the like blonde ponytail stereotype that like everyone is trying to achieve, you know?
yeah, I think that the blonde ponytail kind of makes it.
Yeah, so true.
And we've got Benji. Yeah, Benji. I don't like Ben Platt. So
Yeah. Oh, understandable. Like, I don't know. I feel like he was good in the first movie because then it showed like the progression and he was able to join the troublemakers. But this one like wasn't even about the troublemakers, you know?
yeah, and then the whole thing with like Emily because he's a senior, Emily's a freshman. I was kind of like,
Yeah. Like, she is fresh out of high school.
Then we had like the German people.
So good. I love the like blonde tall lady so much.
Yeah, no, the songs that they did were so good.
Yeah, so true. Like nothing can top them.
Like there was a song that they like sang that I just was like in love with it and I was like, "Wait, I've heard this song before," and realized it's in one of my playlists. I was like, "This is a slay."
As you should. Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god, it's just everything. All of the songs, the riff off are so fun. They're great mashups, except for when you add in Flashlight."
Yeah. Like I think that I like the other two riff offs better just because of like the songs they included. But I think that this one was done the best. Like it had the best like concepts for it.
Yeah, for sure. Um, who
You haven't
else?
seen the third movie, right?
No, except for I did hear that there's a breakup, and Nora told me exactly who it was, and I was like, Nora, fuck you. I do have the DVD box set though, all three of them in one. Thanks, Half Price Books.
Honestly, like I wouldn't watch the third one. It's not that good.
But I feel like I'm so invested at this point.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's kind of a fun time. Just like watch it really late and then fall asleep.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that
Very good.
tonight. That sounds like a.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm so behind because I need to watch Stranger Things, the volume 2, and I need to watch Umbrella Academy. So
I
really,
feel like I just like keep watching things and like either ignoring the other responsibilities I have or just like I feel like I'm like doing the things that I have to do when I'm behind, you know?
yeah, I totally agree. And I also need. I said I would start my college essay this week. Haven't done that.
I've started my applications and stuff. But like I have to wait on so many things that like I can't actually get anywhere with it.
Yeah, like I started my college list. I started finding out where I can apply, and that was about it.
Yeah. What are you thinking of?
Well, I want to do musical theater for sure as my
Mm,
major. That's
yeah.
just like I got to find the program, and then you have to audition for the program. You have to get
So
accepted into the
true.
program, so it's like a lot of stress right now. And then you have to like find audition material, which is
Yeah,
kind of
so
stressing me out a
true.
little bit. So I think I have a couple songs in mind, but it's just like putting it all together. And then I have to submit like a dance pre-screen audition, which means I have to like choreograph a dance or use a dance that I already know and send it in a video and record it. And it seems just like a lot of work.
That does seem like a lot of work. I
But you
wish you
know
luck in
what?
that.
I want to do musical theater in college, so that's my own fault. I've also just kind of, I also
You
have to
wrote
start my
yourself
AP
into being
bio
the best.
homework. Like,
Ugh. Bio, like my teacher was phenomenal. And I think that is genuinely the only reason that I passed the exam.
fun fact, I didn't pass any of my AP exams.
No, I'm so sad.
It's okay. I think it was a mix of like personal things and just the teachers, because there was not one AP teacher that like really knocked my socks off or made me feel like I learned anything. And so, like, Goodwill guy got a 2 on that exam.
Goodwill guy. Just needs to be better,
Yeah, I was like really crushed at first because like everyone was like, oh my God, I got like a 4. And I was like, oh, I didn't. And then I was like, you know what? AP scores have nothing to do with my self-worth. And I was like, no, we're not going to worry about that.
Yeah. To be fair, the lang prompts sucked.
They did.
Sucked. I was so like all of the little practice test calculations that I did put me at getting a 5, and just it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was because what is the difference between quick and timely?
I don't know. I don't know. No, I cried, but I don't care because you know what?
Yeah.
I'm better than that. That was also the same thing that happened when I got my ACT score back. I was like crying, but then I was like, I have a perfect GPA pretty much. So why am I going to cry over not doing good on one single test that I don't even use to apply to any college pretty much?
Yeah. But also like you're not going into really like an academic field,
Yeah. Like I might do like a teaching minor, but that's like about it. And like I'd be teaching elementary school kids, so I don't need to know how to do AP stuff.
That would be so much fun. Be an elementary school teacher.
Yeah. Okay. So what if I combine like being a musical theater major with education and like direct musicals for children?
That would be so much fun.
I agree. And yeah, so back on track with Pitch Perfect too. They go we also have like the whole like residential heat storyline, cute thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then Snoop Dogg also comes out of nowhere.
I am so glad that they included him. It felt like the storyline like split in two.
Yeah, genuinely a little confused about where that was going. Also, David Cross was in this movie. And all
Who did he play?
He was like the riff off host guy who hosted the party.
Oh yeah.
All I could think about was Alvin and the Chipmunks.
You do not come into a man's house and touch his goose.
That was so funny. I LOL'd so hard.
It's so good. Like I think that one was done so well,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even like know where to go besides like the plot. TBH. So like we've got Becca leading, Chloe is also leading. They're going to the ICCA National Championship. They've been going for 3 years. They call it Muffgate when Fat Amy is like ripping her like yoga pants or leggings or unknown in front of the president at the Kennedy Center, where everything is just let out.
And like you would think that they had some measures in place where they could like cut it from the air or like bring a curtain down, and yet
well, they tried. They put down the American flag when the American flag was like behind. That was so funny. I laughed. So then they got suspended.
Yeah.
So however, they like were not like their titles weren't taken away. So then Becca like makes a deal that they can be reinstated if they win the world championship.
Yeah.
Which is like big. And they're like, yeah, no American group has ever done that because they hate us. I was like, also realistically, is that how it really would really work to get your title back? You have to win the world championship, because I think that seems nearly impossible.
Just do like 100 hours of community service. Like,
I just think that is so funny.
Yeah. Like you win the championship, so you get your titles back, but like you're only allowed to go to the championship because of your titles. Like, doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Then we've got Emily comes and joins in on the fun to follow in her mother's footsteps, and she watches the a cappella performance by the Troublemakers. And it's just then Benji like crushes on her right away.
So weird. So weird. Get a life.
Yeah, it is so crazy. I'm also gonna open a Snapchat video because this girl never sends me videos, so I'm kind of nervous, but let's see what the tea is. Oh, it's just a video of my crush.
Of course it is.
Okay, so let's just move on from that. Becca has her new internship that only Jesse knows about, but then Fat Amy learns about later.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot hold auditions, so Emily just goes straight to the audition song and she sings Flashlight.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
And she just kind of joins, which can we talk about how that just kind of like, why did they let that happen?
I think that they wanted people and she was a legacy, and also Haley Steinfeld had the contract to be in the movie. So that's why they let it happen.
Yeah. They perform at the car show thing with the German group, where they are invited to a special riff off with the Troublemakers, Tone Hangers, and then we can't forget Bumper Allen is there. And then the Green Bay Packers are there.
When I was little and like watching it, it was like shocking to see them, but also it was just like the best bit, you know?
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on right now in my life. People are blowing up my phone and I'm like, I'm recording a podcast. Can we stop
We're
this?
famous. Yeah.
I know. I'm just getting sent a bunch of videos of my crush.
Good for you.
Good for me. Pitch perfect. Yeah, so they make it to the final two, but they lose because Emily panics and sings Flashlight.
Of course she does.
Why?
Like,
Why?
I don't know. I get that they're doing like the whole big thing at the end, and that's why they like wanted to include the flashlight part, but also like Emily knows her place. Like she knows that she only got in because she's a legacy and that like she isn't really a part of the group like everyone else because everyone else is a senior and she's just a freshman. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it just was like really, I didn't like that. Then we have Bumper's surprise date, and she like refuses. Um, and there's just so much going on.
Yeah, like why would they make Bumper and Fat Amy such a big part of the storyline?
And
Like
like
it's not about them.
it had nothing to do with them. And also like they're practicing for Worlds, and it's just like then like you can't forget like the Rose Cynthia Rose's hair got like set on fire, and
Yeah,
they it's just like kind of crazy because then they like go to this retreat because they need to like get synchronized.
I am so glad that Anna Camp was in this movie, but like
It was
I don't
such a
know.
weird, it came out of nowhere.
It was a weird journey to get there. Yeah.
She was like, yeah, like I'm a former Bella and I work here because I found this or something like that. I found that I like bossing people around, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just like then Becca's internship gets like revealed, and then she's like, "Ugh, you're not letting the other Bellas think of their futures." It's like so crazy. Then she gets stuck in a bear trap.
I feel like they just ramped up this movie so much. And for what reason?
And then it's like, oh, we finally accept that we're gonna go our separate ways. And then they start singing the cup song.
Yeah.
I was talking about this like in the first movie. I thought the cup song is such a random choice. Like I get it, Anna Kendrick, iconic, but like the cup song.
I don't know. I've like was the cop song popularized because of the series?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
know.
I've only ever heard Anna Kendrick singing it.
That's so true. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they really created the song just for the series, which might have been it was a choice.
Yeah, I'm not even like that big of a fan of the cup song. I just think it was such a random addition.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wasn't like a huge fan of that. Um, then we've got so much fun going on because then Amy like regrets ending things with Bumper, which I don't like them together, TBH.
Like, I feel like it was funny in the first movie just because it was like within the year and they were like, it needed to happen because they were like rivaling so much. But why did we continue with it?
Yeah, why did they just keep it going?
Yeah, like Bumper was gone for so long, and yet,
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. Um, let's see. Then we have like Becca being like her boss is like not a fan of this. So then they're like, "Oh, let's have Emily produce Flashlight." Why?
Flashlight is not that great.
And it's just like crazy because then he is like he like this is weird whole thing and then they go to Copenhagen for the finals. Emily and Benji kiss. Um, then don't even forget me started on them including Flashlight in the final melody, whatever you want to call it. It was horrible.
You're just a Flashlight hater, you
I
know?
am. And you know what? I'm proud of it because it's not like, okay, I think it would have been like a good thing to like maybe like do the producing thing, but including it in the final part was like really.
Yeah, like that's what won them the whole thing, but it could have been done in a different way.
And also, I thought they couldn't sing original songs.
Yeah,
Like, I just didn't like it. And then they have like other past Bellas join in. That also seems like something against the rules.
like I feel like it was cool and I really liked like the big sweeping shots with everyone, but they flew all of those people to Copenhagen. Like there were like 90-year-old women there.
90-year-old. Yeah. It just, I didn't love it.
Yeah. And like I don't know, I feel like they kind of just like made the whole movie about this whole new group because like the first one like totally like finished its storyline, like it was just supposed to be a standalone movie, and I feel like they only included everything like this time so that it could be in like the whole big montage, but I don't know.
It was just really weird. And then like they do like the initiation with Emily. And then
Yeah,
that's like basically it. It was kind of okay. I think it's good. Like I like the plot a lot more in this movie, but it just kind of left something to be desired.
like I feel like so many things happened and we went in so many different directions without like actually any reason.
Like the Snoop Dogg whole thing, like Anna Kendrick, like the song that went viral on TikTok. What was that?
Like why?
It was just a lot going on at once. And I
Mhm.
feel like it left me with more questions than I started with.
Yeah,
And like, so is there only going to be one Bella left because they're all graduated now? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like
and
what?
it's Emily and Flashlight. Like,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I
And
just
like
didn't like it. I think that it was good. I definitely liked it more than the first movie, but I still was like, there's just some parts of it that I didn't necessarily 100% vibe with.
yeah, for sure. I don't know. It kind of felt like a cash grab.
It kind of did. And you know what? Was there good moments? Yes. Could there have been more good moments? Yes.
Yes.
Did I still enjoy it? Yes. I don't know. Yeah, it just was not my fave.
Mhm.
And that's my honest opinion.
Yeah. Like I feel like it holds so much nostalgia for me just because I watched it so much when I was younger. And like the jokes are good. Like it's a good time to watch. It's just like kind of draining because like it doesn't feel like there's actually anything like good and productive happening.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like there's no like moving forward. It's kind of just in one spot the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And like if there is plot development, I feel like it's like one step forward, three steps back. Olivia
So
Rodrigo.
true.
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
felt like it was like they take one step forward in the plot, and then one step forward being like the riff off, and then they do the performance, and then they take three steps back because they're unsynchronized, and then they go to the camp one step forward, three steps back because all of a sudden they're focused on flashlight.
I hate Flashlight.
It's not. I just thought it was so cringy, and it just didn't like add anything to the plot.
Mm.
Like
Like,
anything beneficial to the plot, I should say. It added a storyline where she gets a song produced for no reason, but like for what?
yeah. Like, also, it was written by Jessie J.
Really?
Yeah. And like, I distinctly remember being in Kohl's in like 2015 and like watching the Jessie J music video that was like interlaced with scenes from the movie, intertwined. And like, I don't know, it just like I feel like there was no necessity for Flashlight to be included.
I agree. And we are flashlight haters.
And like the scene at the end where they're like all waving their flashlights because Jesse gave it to all of them, it's cute. And I appreciate it. But like, I don't know, I feel like a song about like moving on and like new generations coming in could have been so much better for like the final scene.
I agree. It just wasn't, it didn't deliver.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rate it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know. Like if I think about my like 8, 9 out of 10 movies, this in comparison is like a 5 or a 6.
T.
Like I really like the jokes, but like cinematography where, story arc where, I don't know. Yeah. Like a 5.5.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that is the T. So like what is the first movie for you?
The first movie, probably like a 6 or a 7.
Fair. So
7. Yeah.
I give this movie an 8. I definitely recognize its flaws, but it was still a good time. Like I still had a really good time watching it. And like for my first time, I wasn't like reading into it like too much. I feel like if I revisit it, it might go lower though.
Yeah. Like I feel like because I've seen it so much and like I don't know, it just feels like it isn't as cohesive as it could have been.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I have to say about this movie.
Like it was fun. I would recommend it.
I recommend it too, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. It wasn't full of pizzazz, you know?
It was kind of the bare minimum.
Yeah.
The soundtrack in the first movie is better, I think.
So true. Oh my god. The 212, what is the other song? Hold on. I literally listen to this like every single day, and it's the best thing ever. It's like the first song in like the way beginning. Hold on.
Mm.
212 and the Bust a Move mashup.
Oh yeah.
So good. So good. Like
The
everything.
mashups in these movies are so good.
Yeah. And like Blame It on the Boogie and the riff off in the first one, everything.
It's just this movie just didn't give us everything.
Yeah. They gave us Flashlight.
Flashlight?
Yeah, flashlight.
Yeah, so that was like basically it. I don't really have anything else to say. Do you have anything else to add?
Not really. I feel like the costumes were like really good, and I feel like they felt like characters. Felt.
Yeah, I liked
Fit.
the acapella outfits in this movie.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah. So as always, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all the places at That's So Matthew. Make sure to leave me a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. New episodes come out every other Friday. And yeah, I'll see you all in another episode again soon. Bye.